If you're sure, baby, we'll get this done. All right, Alex, call the prince. Okay, here goes. Yes? Prince? Yeah, hi, it's Alex. Now that we know who I am and who you are, why don't you tell me why you are calling?
Oh, he's in a fine mood. Sun scorch us.
Shh, Mom. Chase, Cobalt, Spark, and I were at the lake tonight and some pretty weird stuff happened. I think we should discuss it. I see. Spark is there with you now. Yeah, but they didn't have anything to do with the trouble. They warned me. Again. They've been great about alerting us to danger. Yes, I've been told that. Where are you? I'm at Cobalt's place. And Spark is there with you? Yeah.
Should we summon Ravenoff? He has the prince's ear. Maybe he can make him see reason.
No, that'd be awkward for him. It might be awkward for you too, Blondie. Why don't you head back to your office?
Absolutely not. I will help protect Spark.
Blondie, Spark is in no danger. If they were, I wouldn't allow this.
I stand with you. Rav would too.
I know that, and that's why we aren't alerting him. And this is my call, babe, and I say no.
Fine.
The prince has to be told there's a threat to the vampire species. All he wants to do is question Spark so he can better understand what we're up against. He wouldn't hurt Spark. Is he really that naive?
Yes, he was so cynical until he claimed Chase. Now he thinks the best of everyone.
Once he tells the prince what happened at the lake, let's send him home to be with Chase. If this goes south, we don't want him involved.
If this goes south, we might need help.
Have faith, baby. I've got this.
You're scary sometimes, Wolfman.
Never to you, Blondie. I can tell you're talking telepathically. Are you upset that I insisted? Alex, Blondie and I are mates. We talk telepathically all the time. And you can't get it in your head that we're talking about you. And we try to keep the really sexy stuff on our private channel. And we don't want to make you and Spark uncomfortable. And to answer your question, no, we're not upset at all. You know I'll keep Spark safe, and you're right to do what you can to warn others that danger might be heading their way. Thanks, Cobalt. I really needed to hear that.
Give me a hug, Alex. We're in this together.
Mom, don't embarrass me in front of Cobalt. Rav, what are you doing here? Blondie?
It wasn't me.
I was with the prince when Alex called, and I decided to tag along.
It's a beautiful evening. Should we discuss this on the veranda?
Yeah, Rav owns this house, baby. The prince can come and go as he pleases here. And not that he knows that. It was a protection we set up, which worked well when the Vampire Council was after him. But now that I've got trouble with the prince, it's backfiring a bit. It doesn't matter, though. Go ahead, let him in.
So let me guess. You own his home, which makes it safe from vampires, but open to the werewolf tribunal?
Hey, you got it. I expected trouble from the werewolf council, not vampires. I've always tried to stay away from the ticks. Until I met you, that is.
I prefer a more sheltered area. May I enter your home?
Welcome, Prince. Come on in.
Thank you.
Please, be seated. We should be comfortable while we talk this through.
What is this all about? The prince said something about a danger to our people.
He's angry you didn't reach out to him.
I know, baby. It was my call, and he can get over it. I'm gonna try to get him out of here when Alex leaves.
Chase and I decided to have a midnight picnic down by the lake. And we invited Mom and Cobalt, but Mom had some stuff to do, so it was just Cobalt and Spark. Well, as soon as Cobalt and Chase went for a run, the wind picked up and these huge pollen balls landed all around me and Spark. Well, Spark told me there was a bad man watching us from behind some of the trees. Well, I got worried about Chase and I tried to reach out to them. Spark called out to Cobalt, too. Neither of us could reach them. Well, next I tried calling Mom, but she didn't hear me either.
What did this bad man look like, Spark?
You never saw him. If you never saw him, how do you know he was there?
Smell. I see. A few weeks ago, you warned the healer about the mage spore. How did you know it was there when a vampire, werewolf, and a werebear had no idea? You're not giving me much to work with, Spark. Saying you just knew doesn't help me get to the bottom of this. Spark is a demon and has different talents and skills than we do. Werewolves can teleport. Vampires can't. Vampires can shift into any shape, and werewolves can't. Why is it difficult for you to acknowledge a different talent?
I must know more. I need to take their blood. The prince just wants to have a full understanding of what the threat is. He can acknowledge Spark's talents and instincts, but still want a greater awareness of our enemy in hopes of better recognizing the threat.
He can want it in one hand and shit in the other and see which one gets filled faster for all I care. Shouldn't you be looking after Landry, since there's a big scary threat hanging over you all?
Wolfman, Rav is trying to keep the peace. You need to take a deep breath and go easy. No one is going to touch Spark.
Need I remind you, your mate is vampire. I protect my own.
You do more than that. You protect those that can't protect themselves. That's why you're my brother.
No, baby, not that kind of brother. Rav means I'm part of his pack.
I have never understood this bond you have with the werewolf, Ravenoff. It came in handy when the council was corrupted and they targeted you, but it also leaves your loyalties in question.
Then you are a bigger idiot than I first thought. Ravenoff lives by his code of honor. If you're doing the proper thing, then he will have your back. If you choose a different path, then he will take you down. It's as simple as that.
As amusing as this dick-swinging contest is, I feel the need to interject a bit of logic into this testosterone fest. Demon blood is poisonous to vampires.
Are you sure?
Trust me on this. There's a reason why our people have no history with the demon realm.
Then how do you recommend we get to the bottom of this? Use me as bait.
No, absolutely not, Alex.
Hear me out. If we let the mage plant his splinter in my brain, then you can all track him.
You'd have to die to get rid of the splinter.
Oh, even if Cobalt killed the mage, the splinter would still be alive in my brain?
Yes, and it would be stronger, because he would transfer as much of his power as he could into the splinter before he died.
Well, fuck that idea then. I think we need to interview Byron. He was privy to Bleak's plans and may know something about this. Have you been keeping tabs on him? Yes, he's staying around the 200-mile boundary I set. Around? He skirts outside it from time to time, but he never goes so far that I can't read what he's doing. If he has broken his word, then you are within your rights to execute him.
You just don't get it, do you?
What do you mean?
The boundary was set to ensure Rav could monitor him. Rav told you he's never gone outside of that range. To execute the kid would be a total dick move. It's what a power-hungry asshole would do to prove his dick was bigger. Rav doesn't have anything to prove.
Allowing a plebe to exceed the boundaries he set for them will weaken his standing within the vampire community. If there comes a point where I can't ensure his allegiance, he will be removed.
That's called a code of honor, and it's far more important than the letter of the law. Byron might very well hold the key to unraveling this threat. But if you had your way, he'd have been summarily executed for breaking a chicken shit rule that doesn't matter in the least.
I can see you don't think highly of me, Wolf. I hope you realize this isn't personal. As prince, the safety of my people rides on my shoulders. I will do whatever is necessary to ensure we survive.
I hope you realize that the safety of my pack rides on my shoulders. And it is personal. Very personal. And I will do whatever is necessary to ensure not only their survival, but their happiness as well. And right now, this whole exchange has upset Blondie.
We all want the same thing. There's no need for all this tension.
I agree. Had I taken Spark's blood, I would have only sought the information needed to address the threat.
That's bull.
I think Rav had a great idea about bringing in Byron. He's feeling like an outcast. He was as much a victim as all those poor vampires Bleak held prisoner. If we can give him a greater sense of community, Rav may be able to release him one day.
Well, I haven't helped much. When Bleak turned him, choosing him over me, I was so jealous that I avoided thinking about him. I know what it feels like to be an outcast. When you interview him, I'd like to be there. That's a good idea. Thank you, Alex. Prince, let's head out. The sun will rise shortly, and we have a ways to travel.
Don't forget, we're playing cards together next week.
Landry is looking forward to it. They've talked about little else since you two started planning it.
Are you sure, Spark? I know Blondie is sad, but you don't have to do this. Okay. Prince, Spark wants you to come to game night.
I don't know what to say, Spark. That is very kind of you. Yes, I'll be there.
No, Spark. He's a vampire. He doesn't drive a car.